Wait a minute. I should be on. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. There we go. Hello everyone. Welcome in. It's nice to see all of you. How you doing? No, don't squish me. Too bad. Get squished. But hello everyone. Hello. It's nice to see all of you. I feel like I'm slightly do that. There we go. I like that better. But hello Banana, hello Lancelot, hello Sari, always looking after us. How are you guys doing? I hope you're getting on very well. It's been a little bit since I properly saw you guys, since I properly chatted to you. It's been pretty much exactly a week. The last stream was Monday last week, and now I'm streaming again this Monday. It wasn't intended, but and I kind of wish I didn't have to, but it just got very busy for me. And that really sucked. I'm gonna make a tonkatsu sandwich real quick. Ooh, enjoy. And then some stuff happened the Saturday, and that kind of put me off streaming. And then we had D&D yesterday. So, I mean, at least there was technically like 2 streaming things done this last week. So I'm glad I had D&D yesterday, because at least that was there. I need to like post about the role on D&D again to make sure that everyone knows that like there's a specific role for D&D alerts. But yeah, we're getting there. Maybe in another couple of sessions we'll defeat Strahd if we don't spend like the first hour and a half to 2 hours just goofing off and being silly boys. But yeah, it's been a few days. I was as I said, I was very busy, so it wasn't like I got like a break. It wasn't like a hiatus, I'm gonna relax from stream. No, it was very long days. Ruadh was a busy boy and did not have the energy at all for streaming. I would say if it hadn't been so hot, it would have been a bit easier to stream. But the issue was as well is if I would have streamed anything, I would have been sitting here, I would have been roasting, I would have been cranky, I would have been tired. There's a strong chance that I may have just like nodded off and fell asleep. Just fell asleep right on stream because it was so warm. I find it so easy to fall asleep when it's like warm like this. Cause it's just like, I don't know, it's like the hot air just makes you kind of like heavy and tired, and you're like, whoa. Although I think the annoying thing is that when it's too hot, like if it's not too bad today. It's breaking a little. It's breaking a little bit. Hello Casey. A few days ago though, yesterday and like 2 days ago, the nights were horrible. I remember I fell asleep for a little bit, like it was like, you know, a nap, kind of like 8 o'clock. I remember I woke up, I kind of turned onto my side, and when I sat up, like all of my face that had been in the pillow was just covered in sweat. It was horrible. Because obviously it built up sweat, like being warm and in the pillow and the heat around me. So it was just like, ugh, ew. You know what I was doing to cool down? A few days ago, actually. And I don't know why I didn't do it earlier, because like, you drink cold drinks, you drink cold water, cold Coca-Cola. And I got a can of Coke. And I was like, you know what? Before I drink it, let's do this. And I started doing the thing, where you put it up against your neck. Can you turn the music off when the reading starts? Sure thing. Putting up against your neck, like where the arteries and the veins run close to the skin. And another area that's really good for that is like under the armpits and behind the knees. Because again, there's blood that flows very closely to there. But apparently, I was doing a little bit of reading. Apparently, the best spot for that, to feel cool, to like cool your core temperature, is basically the inside of your thigh. Like basically the crease between your torso, I guess, like your groin and your leg. So I walked down, I want to say at like 2 a.m. I was up, I was cranky, I was warm, I was sweaty. I was like, this is horrible. I walked down, I just grabbed a can of Coke, I pressed it against my neck, felt better. And then I kind of like shuffled and put it against my, and just held it between my groin and my leg. And I was like, oh wow, that's very effective. That's very nice. And I felt way better. I felt way better. It really works. If you guys are ever really warm, put something cold between your legs. You'll be like, oh, that works. But yeah. I feel like my voice feels weird today. It feels like deeper or something. I lied. I grabbed curry. Well, I hope your curry is nice, Banana. I hope your curry is very nice. You know what I'm trying to do? Actually, I'm trying to for me, it's been like just a lot of like simple meat and stuff, not too hot. Rua's bowels dropped. Maybe. I hope it just doesn't mean I'm getting sick or something. That would be terrible. But what was I saying? I forget. Oh yeah. My SSD on my PC is like getting close to being filled. Like I think I have like 150. It's like a 1 terabyte. I kind of wish I went for a 2 terabyte SSD all that long ago, but you know, you don't think about those things. Let me check real quick. How much space do I have? I have 130 gigabytes. That's not too bad. It's kind of annoying that Skyrim takes up, because I have like a modded version of Skyrim and then I have the normal version of Skyrim also downloaded. So Skyrim is taking up like at least 200 gigabytes. Skyrim is 1/5 of my SSD card. Because I have a massive mod installed. Or a massive load of mods. But, ooh, like, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. I'm trying to, like, speed through the rest of Warhammer Rogue Trader to be able to delete it off my PC so I can make room for other things. There's, like, certain games that I don't want to delete off my PC, because I'm like, I usually, like, will play a little bit of them. And also because, some of them are so big, it would just take so long to put back. And then there's like 1 or 2 that I don't really play much, but I do play with friends, and it's like, it would just be better to have that ready and downloaded if I ever want to play with a friend, you know, rather than waiting the like 2 hours to download. You know what has insane download speed? Like, for some reason my download speed on my PC is capped to like 15 megabytes, 20 megabytes. On the Steam Deck, it just keeps going. Like, I've seen the Steam Deck be downloading like 500, like half a gigabyte in a second. Like, every second. I was like, what the fuck? Relax, Steam Deck, relax. You don't need to be downloading so much, but it's like, no, I must. I'm just looking at a fly right now that's threatening to come over to me. He's outside right now, but let me tell you, if he comes over, he's not going to have a good time. They have been dying. A lot of them have been dying. I don't try and kill. Even blue bottles, maybe. Hello, legend. Hello, legend. You are outside. I know. We know what you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Shut up. But even blue bottles, I do try to leave. You know, I kind of direct them towards the window, and I try and get them to leave. You know, I try and get them to go away. Usually by just making my body big and just like, no, like trying to corral them to the window. And sometimes spraying them with stuff. But sometimes they're just so frustrating and they just keep hitting the window over and over and over and over and over and over again. That I do just end up just like hitting them with a shoe or something. If they're like a bee, if they're like a bumblebee, I always try and get them out. I never kill a bumblebee. Any Morrowind this week? Maybe. It'll depend, because the week is looking a little bit busy again. But I don't think it will be as busy, so I think I will be able to get some streams. And a Morrowind stream might not be bad. It wouldn't be too taxing on my PC. So it wouldn't be too hot. That's kind of the main thing I'm concerned about right now, is like streaming and trying to play like an intensive game would just make me boil to death. No, Casey, don't pinch me. Don't pinch me. My immersion. Your immersion. Man, fuck your immersion. You flex at the file flies and they explode. Exactly, exactly. Oh god, it was disgusting. You know, I'm not even gonna tell you guys because it was like actually kind of icky. It was like icky. In other news though, did you guys see the return of Conor McGregor? The Mac is back to the UFC. Did you guys see his wondrous, amazing return? Did you see what happened? He looked incredibly nervous getting into the fighting, getting into the ring. He threw a single leg kick, a big jumping switch head kick, and instantly destroyed his knee. He didn't quit when he destroyed his knee. He was actually continuing to fight somehow. He got back up, tried to throw a kick off the other leg, immediately buckled onto the floor. And managed to fight his way back up, threw a punch, and just fell onto the floor. And was still like throwing like kicks and like trying to get Holloway down onto the floor, like to wrestle. But like the ref was like, no, I can't let this go on, and he called it off. Regardless of, you know, I'm not gonna say Conor McGregor is a good guy or anything. Regardless of what he's done, I do hope, because I don't want to see someone fall into a bad place in life. You know, I think when it comes to fighters especially, they're always dragging, you know, fighting is their life. And when they get wealthy, there's always that chance that they go down a very destructive path, as Conor has. I do hope that this massive setback doesn't start him down another spiral of just going on coke binges and drinking binges and having just being in the pits of addiction. That he can somehow, you know, maintain that, let's say. But anyway, it was quite fun. It was quite, I'll say funny, just because of the build up and like, oh, the max back. I saw someone say Conor McGregor. He said, it ain't going to 5 rounds. It ain't going to 5 rounds. You won't lay a glove on me. You won't lay a glove on me. That's not a great Conor McGregor accent, but he got his drink, he got his snack, sat down over. Yeah, that's literally what it was. I was watching totally legally, guys, totally legally. And I was watching, and then like 10 seconds later, I remember when he first threw the first kick and he went down, I immediately went, oh, what the hell? Oh no. Oh, that didn't look good. And then I was like, okay, was it just a slip? Then he got up, threw another kick, and I was like, no way. Watching from the rafters, as you do. Exactly. I was watching from the rafters. It was all legal, guys. Don't worry. I wouldn't do that. No, sorry. But anyway. I did get to see the Paddy Pimblett fight, though. That was cool. Paddy Pimblett versus 510. Oh, wow. A 50 stream watch streak. Oh, my God, legend. Good job. 50 stream. That's crazy. Thank you. I feel bad for Haru. Haru really wants to get the 100. And she was like, please stream more. And then I instantly do a week of no streaming. It was like, okay, bad timing, Haru. Bad timing. Ugh. Like a slight twinge in my neck if I twist it the wrong way. Well, I probably shouldn't be twisting my neck the wrong way anyway, but you guys get what I mean. But yeah, I just wanted to do the reading. I think we have like 2 reading streams left. I think we have probably about 2 reading streams left. Because we have about what? We have, or maybe even 3, which would be good. I didn't want to finish it this stream, because then that would be finishing on a 13, and that feels weird. I don't like finishing on the number 13. 14's okay. 14's an okay number to finish on. 15 will be better, I think. 15 will be better. It's like if I'm in a car and there's a radio, and the radio, or even like, you know, on my PC or something, I hate having odd number volumes. If I see my volumes at like 82, or not even 8, like 83 or something, it has to go 82 or 84, and then it usually has to go 85. You know, I like 5s. They're nice and sequenced. Like, you know, what's bad? 6 is like okay. 7, yeah, I guess you can have a 7-parter. That's like all right. I feel like if you go to 9, you want a 10 to finish it off. 11 doesn't feel good. 13 doesn't feel good. 17 just doesn't feel right at all. Again with 19. So it really comes down to odds and some other stuff. But yeah, we have what? What are we? 225. And then we're aiming for 280. So yeah, so that's probably about 3 streams. 3 streams worth. 3 streams worth of reading. That's enough. That's enough to get us there. Ruadh. Hello, Mike. Thank you for the 3 stream watch streak. Hang on, wait. Because you always do it to me. I'm gonna do it to you. Wait, I can't reply to it because you did this 3 stream watch streak. Hello, Haru. Hello. Hang on. This is Mike. Sick of. There we go. Get his ass. I'm squishing him. Haru, get your hand off of my chest. Get it off. Thank you. I anticipate you tried to squeeze me. I squeezed you first. But how are you guys? How? And hello, Mike. It's nice to see you guys. I apologize for the lack of streams. Last week, I was in the mines, as Mike said. I was in the goddamn mines. I'm dying so sore, sob. Haru, I'm so sad. You've gotten so unlucky with your J censored bear B applications. I hope things are improving. I'm sorry, life happened. Stop it. No. I was in the mines. I was forcibly in the mines. Oh. Okay, yeah, I bent my neck one way and now it's like not happy to do that again. Not great. But no, I was just saying. But life does happen. Why are you so sore though, Haru? What were you doing? Also, I need to confirm with you. I think I did, didn't I? I said like the sleeping one. The sleeping Haru's doing some art for me. Some chibi art. It's gonna be very cute. I hope you get a place soon, Haru. I do too. You need to answer me, bitch. Did I not answer you? Did I forget to answer you? Uh-oh. This one? Oh. Hang on, let me answer you. Yeah. But like maybe both of us asleep? Or maybe one, hang on. Or just something with a cute and cozy vibe like that. Cheer. There we go. You guys got to see my DM to Haru. I was swimming. Ooh, I hope you had a nice time swimming, Haru. I hope you had a nice time swimming. I'll send you sketches in a butt and then sushi. Ooh, very nice, very nice. I had a very Mexican. I had like minced meat with beans and rice. It was very Mexican. I think Regulus would have been very proud of me. he would have nodded. The only thing I was missing was like tortilla chips. It felt like the type of food that you have tortilla chips with to like scoop up the minced meat and beans. I think I burned yesterday. Oh, Haru. I've gotten kind of lucky, even though I haven't been out in the sun for ages. You got a shade darker. Oh. Are you like taking a photo of yourself and like doing like a color picker? Like a color picker to make sure that if you draw yourself, Haru, you don't like get cancelled on Twitter. You gotta make sure you get that. You better be within 99.999% correct if you're gonna draw yourself, Haru. Otherwise, people get angry. But I haven't gotten burned yet, I think. But I try and like when I'm walking, I try and stay in the shade a lot. Although I don't. There's parts where I am in the sun, but like I am very much someone who I'll stick to the shade. There's a color difference between my upper arm and lower. She's got the farmer's tan. Let's go, farmer's tan. That's the. Everyone gets that though. Everyone gets the lower arm, upper arm split. Some people get the legs split. What the fuck? Don't say fuck me. Don't say fuck you. No, fuck you. How dare you? But yeah. What was I gonna say? Anyway, no. Bold. God, I had some really nice mint ice cream earlier. It was like so refreshing in the heat. It's like mint ice cream, but with like chocolate chunks in it. It's so nice. It's almost like Viennetta. It's like Viennetta mint. It's really good. I would recommend it. Hello, Vava _007. Welcome in. Thank you for the first time chat. It's nice to meet you. Oh, hey, that's American style mint ice cream. Oh, is that what it's called? Mint ice cream. No, sorry, there's a giant moth trying to come in. I'd really rather you don't. You are a very big moth. Holy shit. You are huge, dude. Please don't come in. Okay, thank you. He flew away. Thank you for the follow, Vava. Very kind of you. He already flew away, but he was really big. He was really big. He would be comfortably like almost the size of my palm. Oh my god. Those type of moths, like I'm actually not even, as long as they don't like fly into me, those type of moths I'm actually kind of grand with. I've said it before. You know what else is big? The no. I won't traumatize you. No, my student loans. Oh, Haru. I'm sending hugs. Mint chocolate chip. Ah, it's not called that. It's just what we have. Ah, I see. It was very good. I have to say, it was very, very good. I have like a tub of it, so I've been having like a scoop of ice cream every day to cool down in the evenings. It's very nice. Sending hugs, send money. Listen, if I become a kabillionaire, if I become a millionaire, I'll like help some of my friends. But that's the thing. You gotta become like a settled millionaire. You can't be doing that if you get like 1.5 million. No. You gotta wait until good night. Oh, good night, Casey. Good night. Have a good rest. I know it's not real mint because I've got a mint allergy. Ah, I see. It's just mint flavored. You gotta wait until like you're settled comfortably. You have enough put away, and then you can like do a little bit to help. A little bit to help. But you can't be. I think that's what happens to a lot of people who win the lotto or things like that. They come into like a couple of million, and suddenly they're giving all their friends like 100,000 here, 100,000 there, 50,000 there, 30,000 there, and they don't realize how quickly that money goes down. So, for example, 1 million bucks. A lot of people will be like, oh, if I ever won 1 million, I'd retire. It's like, no. Let's assume you're like 30, okay? Let's assume you're 30. And you have another, like, you're living till you're 80. That's 50 years. If we just do 1 million divided by 50 years, that's 20,000 a year. That's not a lot. Just gamble it all. Exactly. Let it ride. Hello, son. Rudder. That's not my name. Rudder isn't my name at all. I can make that million disappear in like a week. What if you walked in and just because you could, you put like a you put like $100 bucks on every option on the on the roulette wheel. Not like all on one. Like you put 1 on 100, or 100 on 1, 100 on 2, 100 on 3, 100 on 4. You just keep going. You're like, sir, stop. That's not how you play this game. You're like, no. I know what I'm doing. Let me put it down. I think you'd get back most of your money minus one bet. I think you'd lose like however much you put down. You'd get back like a chunk of it, like a decent chunk, because you would win. 1 million BGDs. What's a BJD? Brazilian judoka. Throwing it in the fire doesn't count. How long would it take you to burn 1 million? I guess it depends on the denominator, like what the denomination is. Because if it's like 100, you're probably getting through that pretty quick. But yeah. But how you guys been? How was your week? How was the start of your week been? How was your weekend? I mentioned it on stream, but a family member, a family pet of mine, passed away unfortunately on Saturday. So I went up and just kind of said my final goodbyes. Gave her her last head pats. Gave her a little butt scratch, and yeah, it was sad. It was sad. It was kind of sudden. The heat. I think it was the heat. Honestly, she was a bulldog, and squashed little face. So you know, those type of dogs have trouble breathing as is, and I just think the heat. I think the heat just got to her. Baby's having lots of treats in doggy heaven. Exactly. Poor girl. I wish, sigh. That's good of you, Roy. Babies having yeah, I read that. If I had 1 million, that shit would be going straight into the S&P 500. If I had 1 million, I take like 100,000, 200,000. The rest of it's going straight into pension and S&P 500. Straight away. Right in there. You ain't gonna see me being like, this guy won $5 million and lost it in 2 weeks partying. And straight up saving accounts are my proxy, one or the other. I don't know what you mean. But that's what I would be doing. I will say, I remember that time it was like some guy who won the Euro Millions, or like it was some English guy, I think. And it showed a photo of him, and it was like, man loses millions in like 2 years because he spent it all on cocaine, drugs, drink, and women. And I looked at him, and he was like, and I was like, that is exactly the type of man that I would expect to do that. He looked like the proper British geezer. Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I'm not surprised in the slightest. Haru has that Swiss bank account. What you need is that Cayman bank account. I have a friend over in Cayman Islands. She's working there. It's all tax free over there, and it's like I think she's making like 80,000-90,000 tax free US dollars. It's madness. My bank account is empty and dead. Oh, I'm sorry, Haru. Don't worry. I'll deposit some money in it. When I give you money for commission. I really want to do, that moment from GTA always lives in my head because it's so funny. It's when Franklin meets, I can't remember her name, but Franklin's aunt, and he's like kind of hitting on her. And he pulls out like a bunch of like notes, like money notes, and he hands it to her. He's like, "Get yourself something nice." He's like, "Ooh," and she's like, "Ooh, well, ain't you a fine gentleman?" And then she's like, "Wait, this is $6." And he's like, "I said something nice, not something expensive." It's so funny. It's so funny. I love it so much. It's one of the funniest scenes in the entire game. I really want to do that someday. I want to do that to someone. Be like, get yourself something nice, not something expensive, something nice. Get yourself like a McDonald's. Get yourself like a Big Mac. I should say that every time I sub. You should. I should make that. I should. No, my sub. I like my sub sound, but you should say that. I think that would be a very fun. That would be a very funny sub noise. I might do if I ever do a subathon. I think that would be what I'll change it to. I'll change it to that sound effect for that stream. I think that would be great. I have begun the journey today. Son, are you like walking the Camino or something? That sounded very ominous. Oh wait, of reading Aristotle's Metaphysics. Ah, well, once you read Aristotle's Metaphysics, what you can then do, son, is you can go and read Thomas Aquinas's. You can just go read Thomas Aquinas. Because that's kind of the next step afterwards. So have fun with your act potency distinctions. Have fun with all of that. It hasn't touched anything deep. He's just shitting on the pre-Socratics. And after that, he's going to shit on Plato, I think. He does a little, but ultimately they're both kind of aiming towards the same thing. They both ultimately, like Platonism and Aristotelianism, even though there are distinct differences, are still aiming towards that same immaterial substance. Plato goes one step further with the whole demiurge and stuff, and the thing beyond being. I think he would be good friends with Bertrand Russell. I don't know much about Bertrand Russell, but I think he might be right. But yeah, after that you can go look at like Thomas Aquinas, and you just see how that develops, because Thomas Aquinas brings in a whole bunch of other stuff alongside the act potency distinction. But yeah, I remember enjoying that. I think it's very good. It's basically like, I mean, you have aspects there where you have the first mover argument, literally the first mover argument of, you know, one of the 5 proofs of the existence of God is that Thomas Aquinas gives. And remember, if you ever be like 5 proofs, it's like 2 pages. It's like, just wait a minute, hang on. These are meant to be like, I'm the first mover. I disagree. Maybe of the book, I did it. Oh, I see. Very impressive, son. Very cool. But yeah, do enjoy. It's been a long time since I've read that. This is Distraction the Stream. No, I'll get into the reading in a moment. It's only been like nearly 40 minutes. Hello, Sochi. It's nice to see you. How are you? How are you doing? I hear how do you say that name again? Averroes. Read it 40 times. I wouldn't be surprised. His work is very simple, like builds on it, and then. Okay, talk about fucking distraction. I'm hearing an alarm going off that's like, you are being monitored. The police will be called if you do not leave the premises. And then it goes. Okay, that's not a very good alarm sound, but I don't want to do it too loud. Ruadh is my favorite writing and reading streamer. You should be. Okay, this is actually infuriating. That's really fucking loud. That can't be allowed. That is like a goddamn public noise complaint situation. It's been a while. Where is the book so I can hold Rua's hand? I'll put it up in a moment. Banana. Thank you for the head pat, Sochi, by the way. It was very kind of you. Thank you. Mirp, mirp, mirp. Mirp, mirp, mirp. Oh, I saw a really cute bird. He was just cute. He was just like, he was like walking along an alleyway, and I turned down. Someone was walking behind him, so he was kind of just like skipping along to stay ahead of him. And then I turned down the alleyway, and he kind of went like, huh? I kind of looked. He kind of stopped in the middle, looked at me, looked at the other person, looked at me, looked at the other person. Then I gave him a nice wide space, and he kind of just like watched me walk past, then continued his little hops. Cat. Oh. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. Now I gotta be a cat. Now I gotta be a goddamn cat. All right, give me a moment. Let me get the cat up. Oh hey, look. I'm a fucking cat. God. How was this? Hi Sochi, hi Banana. Yeah. You too, dickheads. Yeah. Yeah. Needs to be laying on a big book. Yeah. For thematic purposes. Yeah. No. Yeah. If there was a big book, I'd push it off. I'd push it off the edge of a table. Yeah. You know what? When I'm a cat, if I'm like staying with you guys, if I'm like around you guys, yeah, I'm just always shoving things off tables. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. I should start a PNG com. Yeah, I miss doing one. You should. You do very nice. You do very nice stuff. You do very nice, good art, Haru. And as always, you're free to post in the promo channel, and I can like retweet you or whatever. Yeah. Now I'm a cat. Yeah. God damn it. Yeah. How dare you? Yeah. We haven't done this for a while. Yeah. I feel strange, yeah. I don't know how I set up the Yado tube to be able to have the head pats though, yeah. God nyam it. Nya. No. Nya 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 God, that is a flashback. Oh my god, Nyan Cat. Oh my god, that is... I'm just getting like hit by that. Oh my god, I'm getting hit by the waves of... I remember all the like different versions people would do. I remember people would do like different countries, and they do like the sound of the country. Oh, that was a fun time. That was an interesting time on the internet. You're a good kitty, Ruadh. Thank you, Banana. That's thank you, Banana. Banana. Back in my day, shut your bitch ass up, legend, yeah. All back in my day, yeah. All I want. I become a kitty cat, and I become very more vitriolic. Yeah. Can I do a good hiss? That's an okay hiss. Sing Ireland's national anthem with Niaz. I don't think that would really work. I don't think that would really work very well. How would I even do that? Do it, coward. Oh, hi, Slushy. Hi. Do it, no balls. Took you to get neutered. Muted. The cat model reminds me of Casper Catasini. I assume he was like a wolf VTuber. What a name like that. Cute ace. Okay, Shinya. Shinya finya foil. Anya finya egnerin. Yes, Lua. Nyarin the chronicle. Noid bese. Nyantir shin she fast. Niog for. Oh, Nyan. Fwyn tir nyan yon. Fwyn oil. No, I don't want to say. I don't want to say what just popped into my head. That's really bad. No, I'm not gonna say that. Anyak there. Sarwana will like yeah. I can't do this anymore. It's like messing with my head. No, I can't say that. I can't say that. He sounds like he's saying she. He's a cat VTuber. No, I mean, with a name like Casper Catasini, that's definitely a wolf tuber. It's okay, you can say it, yeah. No, I can't, yeah. We should make this a permanent feature. I would rather nyat. I would really rather nyat. I love this sense of nationalism. Up the nya. Up the nya. Are you gonna get banned if you say it, nya? It wouldn't look great, let's just say. I'm moving swiftly on from that. I'm moving swiftly on from that discussion. Do you guys counteract Rua's ego? Yes, my massive fucking ego. It's getting to a stage where, like, sorry, I'm just looking outside, like, it's still just about light. It's beginning to get dark. Just made someone close their Google Docky, towering even. Yeah. But it's in line with a cat. Cats are narcissists. Cats are narcissists. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. I'll leave the cat model up, but I'm done with the nyas. Your tail is still frying me. The fact that it's like missing things, or like just that it shakes about every time I talk. Although I think it looks cool all cut up like that. It just looks stylish, you know. It looks like it was like a cool. It's like, oh, it's totally just like a design choice. Don't tell them it's because there's green on there. It looks intentional. It does. It looks really very cool, very unique. As long as the cats aren't meowsogynists. Hey guys, it's Nandrew Tate here. Are you a top C? Listen, you gotta be a top C. You gotta be a top cat. Nyandrew, exactly. Nyandrew Tate. Listen, guys, all you gotta do is buy my top C university program, where we'll teach you about drop shipping. That's all they do. I remember some guy did that, and it was just do drop shipping or make Andrew Short shorts. Andrew Short shorts? No, Andrew Tate shorts for YouTube to help boost his Andrew Short shorts. No, that would be like the name of the like gay Andrew Tate guy, who looks a lot like Andrew Tate. Pussyfooting around featuring Ruadh. Brother's so fried from them. Oh, you guys have no idea. You guys have no idea. There was not much brain activity. One of those days. Hello, Dragon Impact 71. Thank you for the follow. My brain was very much fried. Reading, that's for people with slow brains. I know, you should be able to just like flick through a book and just instantly know what it's on about. No, really the way you should read books is you turn it over, you read the blurb, You turn it, you open it, you read the first page, then you turn it over, you read the last page, and then you're done. You've read the book. Good job. You know everything that happens. You know everything about that book. You're fine. You don't need to read the books anymore. You don't need to read more than that. Because you know the opening, you know the ending. You can just like fill in the blanks. Just fill in the blanks, buddy. What? You don't got the imagination? I don't know why people who are like crying out for Winds of Winter don't just do that. Just just finish the story yourselves. Oh wait, they tried that one time. And it fucking nearly killed the Game of Thrones series. Ruadh, are you able to purr? No. I've tried purring in before on stream as part of ASMR. And I just sound like a motorbike. I sound like an engine. How do you do it again? Wait, hang on. Let me test it. Yeah, see, I don't have that I don't have like the softness. It sounds aggressive, doesn't it? It sounds like I'm kind of like threatening you a little bit. I don't think he can roll his auras. I can't. Daya makes fun of me for it. But I make fun of Daya because he can't whistle. That's me when I bought a book and found out it was a second book of a trilogy. I was so sleepy last night. I read a manga chapter thrice. I've done that. Maru, I have read paragraphs of a book like 10 times before. What the hell am I supposed to do with the middle book of a trilogy? Just read it, Mike. Just read it. And then, like, as you read the first book, just be like, oh, that's what happened. Just treat the first book as, like, a prequel. Motorbike. He can row his oars, though. Shut up, legend. This cat's motor needs to be serviced. Now, what does the motorbike impression sound like? Something like that. How do you even do that? I don't know. I don't know how to explain how I fail to roll my oars and purr. I just raise the back of my tongue to my palate, and then I just make a noise. I can't find the first or last book. Well, Mike, enjoy the middle book. Enjoy that. I should draw Ruadh as a pixel car. No. I don't want to be in the car. I don't want to be in the car universe. Can you at least make me like a cool car? Oh, hello, Dragon Impact. What's an iconic Irish car? What is an iconic Irish? I'm not like a big car head. But we used to have a lot of car manufacturing here. I'll just type it in, and we'll just see what comes up. Wait, is a DeLorean built in a factory in Dunmurry, Belfast? Its stainless steel body and Gulf wing doors made it a pop culture legend globally before. Hey, we could do a DeLorean. Or you do the Ford Cortina and Escort, the Ford Sierra. Ooh, what's the Ford Sierra again? I don't want to be a Ford Sierra. That looks like the most car I've ever seen in my life. The Shamrock. Okay. What's the Shamrock car? Okay, you know what? That thing's kind of funky. That thing's kind of funky looking. That's like one of those futuristic. That's like a Jetsons type car. That thing's kind of funky. Just make him a Reliant Robin. Reliants are Irish? Ooh, a campfire. I hope you can enjoy being next to the campfire, Dragon. He's a man of the stocks. Now now I got to be a DeLorean. Back to the Future movie? Exactly. Last month in the wild. Ooh, very cool. Very cool, son. Add the car to the stream at the campfire. No, the son already has brewer. We're not. I'm not adding a fucking car soda to the side. You guys will get a Karua redeem, okay? You'll get a Karua redeem and you'll enjoy it. And I'll make it the noises. I'll make it the... rather than going yeah as a cat, I'll go... Every time I end a sentence, I'll go... I'll go, no. like my engine's struggling to start. Where's the car? So, well, I guess Son needs to draw it if he wants to draw it. Okay, good job, guys. You have officially distracted me from my intention to read today. We still have I still have like another hour, so I might get into it because even if I did like 15 pages, that sets us up to finish tomorrow. Or you can tolerate magical elves, orcs, dwarves, and talking birds, but you can't accept a Ford F-150 with heated seats in your fantasy setting. To be fair, those chaos stores will be making some wild stuff in Warhammer Fantasy. What car are we gonna be? Are we going with? What type of car do I give, guys? Now, be aware, I'm not very good with cars. Like, I don't like know the names of a lot of cars. Gonna make a model of Ruadh that looks like Lightning McQueen. Kachu? No, I don't sneeze on stream. You're in the woods, but wolves not howling. Well, there's no wolves in Ireland. There's no wolves in Ireland. Dragon Impact. I'm sorry. I wish there was. There used to be. There used to be wolves, but they were hunted to extinction. I kind of want to, like, you know, I'm for rewilding. I'm for repopulating Ireland with some wolves, but like the farmers would get upset or something. I don't know. My wolf was killed by inflop. No, Haru! Oh, give me a hug, you poor girl. A Bigfoot or a sat? Well, I have snails. Are those good? Are those good, dragon? I have like 4 snails and I have a piece of bread. That's like equivalent to a Sasquatch, I think. I'm dying. Oh, I heard he was coming back. I heard there's like a big push to bring him back though. So maybe you'll get that. Why are you laughing? I'm jumping you. I thought you also liked him. Ruadh already has big feet. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, I mean, you guys have already seen something else. You know what they say about guys with big swords, big feet. No, I went the other way. I went the other way, banana. They need big shoes. That they do. I want my big wolfy puppy sob. Oh, I'm sorry, Haru. I'm sorry. But maybe I should take this moment to like, I should make like a big video all about the drama on YouTube, and then I'll be, by the way, I'll slowly have dog ears like come down from the sky and sit upon my head. I'm a redhead and I can be your dog. Or your wolf. If you're looking for something else. Smells like Teen Spirit. That's a decent song. That's a fun song. People like that song. I'm gonna gut you, Unc. Well, you don't want me to be your like dog pup wolf thing? You don't want me to be in Lads? Would you not want me to be in Lads? Hang on a second. Are you really saying that you don't want me in Lads? You don't want like monthly content where you have to roll to get like an image of me slightly closer to you than normal? You're too old. What? Whoa, that's fucking mean. That's mean. That's so, that like actually hurt. And what do you mean? They all look like they're in like their 30s. No, they don't look that old. They look like mid 20s to It's okay, Unky. You can be in a DILF game. You look like cute, adorable Fluffy. Thank you, Dragon. That's very kind of you. They're in their mid-20s. DILFs and... Never say the word GILF to me again. Never say that word. No, I wouldn't fit in a DILF. No. Be quiet, you. Be quiet. Okay, let me go turn on light for a moment, because I do want to get some reading done. That's coming up to the next hour, so... No malware, no malware bites. I don't care that I download stuff. Please go away. I overworked middle-aged men Otome game. I need that. I think Q would go insane for that. They'd have to be like a little bit graying, a little bit old. Alright, we're going with a Ford Sierra. No, I don't want to be the Ford Sierra. Can I be the DeLorean? The DeLorean is cool. That might be tricky to draw, though. If anyone has any other car suggestions for car Sona, you didn't redeem. What do you mean you didn't redeem? I think he would be the Shamrock. I think the Shamrock kind of looks kind of cool. It looks like weirdly futuristic, but also anachronistic. Like it looks like it's from the 50s. 50s? Yeah, 50. It has like a 50s look. I think the Shamrock would actually be really cool. And it fits with the whole Irish thingy. Anyway. I do want to get into the reading as we are now an hour past our stream start. But where does the car brain go? Have they done convertibles? I don't think they've done convertibles, but they have done tits. Remember in the first movie when Lightning McQueen's fans flashed him? Remember when they shunned their headlights at him? Yeah. Yeah. Near the lake looks odd. I see something far away from there. That's creepy. Don't say that. That's creepy. I'm like gonna get freaked out now. I'm gonna feel like there's something behind me. Where are the internal organs? I know this image. I know this image. Oh my god, son. Is that gore of my comfort character? You can fit so many bodies in Ruadh's trunk. Okay, you know what? Banana, that was great. That was a very good one. That was very good. I'll give it to you. That was very funny. Why are we fitting bodies in my trunk? Why am I a like carcass carrier? Anyway, I'm gonna get into the reading. You guys can be silly. Last we were looking at Clontarf through others' eyes, which was kind of looking at how Clontarf was described in other areas such as Wales or Scotland, and now we were looking actually at Aquitaine, a region of France. Clontarf and Aquitaine. I'm vetoing the Shamrock here because I don't think a convertible will work. Prepare for the Sierra. Okay. The chronicler Ademir of Chabons, who lived in Angoulême in southwestern France, gonna buy some Mountain Dew, enjoy Dragon, lived through Clontarf and rather remarkably, oh wait, hang on, my book, there we go, rather remarkably chose to write about it. We know that he put the finishing touches to his history a decade or so after the battle, but we do not know from where his information was derived. Angoulême, about 100 kilometers from Bordeaux, is an ancient city on an important route, washed by the river Charente. I feel bad for anyone who is French or knows French. I apologize. Don't hold my hand, Haru. Not on stream. What the fuck? You can't. This is a Christian stream. No hand holding. which flows to the sea in the Santon at Rochefort near La Rochelle. This is a region whose wine merchants have traded with Ireland through the millennia, and it is most likely that such men returned from Ireland bearing news of the calamitous battle, which Adhemar thought important enough to record for posterity in his famous history. Interestingly, he proceeds his account of the Battle of Clontarf by recording a raid on the port of St. Michael in Lerm, about 25 kilometres as the crow flies north of La Rochelle, by an infinite multitude of Northmen from the region of Denmark and Ireland with an immense fleet. Infinitia multitudo Normanorum ex Danamarca est e Iresca regione cum classe innone numera. Just want to hold your hand. Mia and Tia in cars are convertible. Oh, they just don't put their roofs down. Yeah, I guess that would look weird if you were like looking into their bodies. He tells us that, just as their predecessors had done, they tried to lay waste and capture all of Aquitaine, and they dug themselves into an encampment there, large ransoms eventually having to be paid for the recovery of captives. The raid, said to have been on the region in the Viking Age, had been dated to 1017 or 1018, which would place it after Clontarf, although Adhemar thought it came before it. Presumably, if we believe the details, those involved were Danes and Hiberno-Norse, not unlike the composition of non-Gallic troops who fought at Clontarf, or non-Gaelic troops. Indeed, Adhemar begins his account of Clontarf by saying it was perpetrated by the very same people, the aforesaid Northmen, Normani Supradicti. His commentary on the battle is more than a little confused, but he knows enough to know that Clontarf was a major event, with international implications worthy of record. Quote, "In this time the aforesaid Northmen did what their fathers had never dared. Quod patres orum nunquam osi sunt farser." Approaching the island of Hibernia, also known as Ireland, Hirlanda, with an innumerable fleet. They were accompanied by their wives, children, and enslaved Christians, hoping to exterminate the Irish and occupy their very rich land. It has 12 cities with bishoprics, I don't know how to pronounce that word actually, of the highest rank, and one king in its own language, but Latin letters. The Roman St. Patrick had converted this land to the faith and had become the first bishop. No, don't poke me. No, you tried to hold my hand and you poked me. It's so mean. It is surrounded entirely by water. Wait, he just completely skipped the other bishop that showed up to Ireland, who basically no one cares about. It is surrounded entirely by water, and at the winter solstice there was scarcely 2 hours of daylight, and at the summer solstice the same amount of night. A battle ensued, lasting 3 days without interruption, and not one Northman survived. Their wives threw themselves into the sea with their children and drowned. Those who survived were captured, then thrown to wild beasts to be torn apart. The king let one of the captives live, because he knew him to be a Christian captive, and he gave him gifts. So, there's a lot wrong there, as we've seen. There is here, amidst the misunderstanding over how far north Ireland is, a certain basic knowledge of Ireland's Christian heritage, an awareness of the existence of a high kingship, and the writer has been accurately informed about the fact that central to the Clontarf story is the phenomenon of a mass drowning of Norse participants, as the Coga Gaela Regaliv describes, and as the Annals of Ulster have it when they badly state that 6,000 were killed or drowned. Adhemar's statement that the battle raged for 3 days is of course an exaggeration, and as it lasted only a single day, but you know that it continued from dawn to dusk, that this was unusually long by contemporary standards, so the essence of the idea is sound, and the conclusion of the account with the statement that the king allowed one of the Norse to live because he knew him to be a Christian captive, has more than an echo of the last sentence of Njal's saga account of Clontarf, which will be discussed later, when one of the few Norse stragglers who survived Clontarf returned home and informed the chieftain Flossie that all the others were dead except for his brother-in-law Thorstein, who had been granted peace by Brian's foster son, Kerbaldr, who may be Tardelbach in Nordic, I guess, or Swedish, or whatever language that is, and was staying with him. At a more general level, Adhemar is convinced that the Irish won and the Northmen lost, and from our point of view, the most interesting element of the story is his perception that Clontarf amounted in effect to a Scandinavian invasion, and on an unprecedented scale. They were doing something their forefathers had not dared to do, and he had been told that they had brought their wives with them, obviously intent on staying. His account is therefore evidence that there were those far from Ireland's shores who thought that Clontarf mattered. Not because of the death of the King of Ireland in it. Adhemar was strangely unaware of this very fact, but because it was a failed Scandinavian attempt to conquer Ireland. And, incidentally, Adhemar's very next sentence begins on the subject of Knut's conquest of England, as if to suggest that they are, in his mind at least, linked. Now we get to the Orkneyinga saga. Or Orkneyinga saga. Because of the importance of the Scandinavian Orkney, well, I guess, yeah, it is Orc. It's actually O-R-K. They're 40k orcs. O-R-K-N-E-Y-I-N-G-A. Orkneyinga saga. Because of the importance of the Scandinavian component at Clontarf, it is not by choice that stories of it took root far to the north, particularly concerning the involvement of Jarl Sigurd of Orkney. These stories, not surprisingly, found their way into the Orkneyinga saga, written in the earliest about 1200 AD. Despite its name, this saga originates in Iceland, and it contains little that is not elaborated on in the main Icelandic account in Njal's saga. This is what Orkneyinga's saga has to say. Holvir Tolfson's son took the earldom of Orkney after Ljortur, and was a great chief. He had to wife Endu, daughter of Jarval, I'm just going to attempt my best to pronounce these names. The Irish king, Irakun Kungner. Their son was Sigurd Digri, who took the earldom after him. He was a great chief and wide of lands. He held by main force Katniss against the Scots, and had a host out every summer. Sigurd went to ask his mother's counsel, for she knew many things. She answers, quote, I would have reared you in my wool bag had I known you would like to live forever, and fate rules lives, but not where a man is come. It is better to die with honour than to live with shame. Take hold of this banner which I have made for you with all my cunning, and I believe it will bring victory to those before whom it is borne, but speedy death to him who bears it. The banner was made with much needlecraft and famous skin. It was made in a raven shape, and when the wind blew out the banner, then it was as though the raven spread its wings for flight. Olafur Tigverson, king of Norway, was 4 years in warfare in the western lands, before he let himself be baptized in the Scilly Isles. Or in the Scilly Isles, S-C-I-L-L-Y, not Sicily, S-C-I-L-L-Y, Scilly. Or maybe Scilly Isles. From there he fared to England, and got there to wife Gyda, the daughter of Kvarn, or Kvan. Scilly Isles, I know. This was Amleb Curan of Dublin, the Irish king, and after that he stayed a while in Dublin until Jarl Harkon sent Thorir to Winer to Dublin, or Thorir the Winer to Dublin, to lure him from there. Olafur sailed from the west with 4 ships, and came first to the Orkneys. Then he met Jarl Sigurd, and when they met, King Olafur spoke to him. It is my will that you let yourself be baptized, and all the folk that serve you, else you shall die here at once. But I will fare with fire and flame over all the isles. Then all the Orkneys became Christian, but after that Jarl Sigurd yielded no obedience to King Ulfr. He went into a marriage with a daughter of Mael Cullium, the King of Scots, and their son was Jarl Torfnir. 5, in fact 14, winters after the Battle of Sfold, Jarl Sigurd fared to Ireland to help King Sigurdsson Skeggi, or Citric Silkenbeard of Dublin. But when Jarl Sigurd came to Ireland, he and King Sigurd marched with that host to meet Brian, the Irish king, and their meeting was on Good Friday. Then it fell out that there was no one left to bear the Raven banner, and the Earl bore it himself and fell there. But King Sigtryggr fled. King Brian fell with victory and glory. Bjarn Kungur fell med Sigri och Gagni. If there's any Norway people, I apologize. Although the detail on Clontarf is sparse, the background information is extraordinary. As we can see, the Orkney Inga story is centered on Sigurd Hjolfsson, or Sigurd Digri, Sigurd the Stout, who was the first certain Earl of Orkney, and who also controlled parts of northern Scottish mainland, including Caithness, and Jarl Saga claims Sutherland, and rather less likely, Moray and Ross. Orkney Inga Saga claims that Sigurd's mother was Ednu, daughter of Jarlver Irk Kungur, an Irish king, presumably someone named Kerbal and his daughter Eithne. The problem with this is that if the writer intends Kerbal mac Dunlain, the extraordinary king of Osraig who is mentioned in the Icelandic Landnámabók, and from whom a number of prominent families in later medieval Ireland claim descent, his death in 888 undoubtedly rules him out. A more realistic possibility is Kerbal mac Murchán, the great Uathalawn king of Leinster who died in 909. Even he seems a little early, but what is interesting about him is that he was an ancestor of Sigurd's ally at Clontarf, Mael Morda mac Murchada, who would have been, if there is any truth to the relationship, Sigurd's first cousin once removed. It is just possible, therefore, that such a family tie accounts for their alliance. But to be blunt, in all probability the author invented Sigurd's descent from Hjalvar Irak Kungur, the Irish king. The most we can hope for is that he did so for genuine reasons, being aware of Sigurd's mother was Irish, but confused about her precise family. And if Sigurd's mother was Irish, why should we not expect him to pursue ambitions there? Oh, I thought I had the Genzuki. Oh, I muted the fire, not Genzuki. Oops, I meant to mute the fire. Where were we? Oh yeah. So assuming Sigurd's mother was indeed a Leinster princess, it is interesting that the Orkney Inga saga says that he himself married a daughter of Mael Culium mac Cineda, the man who was king of Scotland at the time of Clontarf. You feel immersed again, I'm glad, legend. Because we know from the prophecy of Berchán that Mael Culium's mother was also a Leinster woman. It is just possible, therefore, that both men were the products of strategic marriages into the same dynasty, perhaps that of Mael Morda mac Murchada of the Ua Fullán, and that these marriages were part of a broader picture of stable political coalitions in the region, which dictated involvement at Clontarf. It is not clear how we should interpret Orkney Inga's saga's account of relations between Jarl Sigurd and Olfar Tigurvesen, who would become king of Norway about 995. The suggestion seems to be that Sigurd converted to Christianity under some duress applied by Ulfar, and the writer seems anxious. Whoa. Hello, Anonymous. Thank you for the 8 gifted subs. That's very kind of you. Wow. 8. That's a very odd number too. Thank you. Anonymous, he's the most based man. Whoa, you single-handedly got us up to a level 3 hype train. That's crazy. Thank you. Thank you so much for the 8 gifted subs. That's crazy. Congrats to Slushy, congrats to Mullock, congrats to David Haynes, Congrats to Billy the Bucket. Congrats to Mike. Congrats to Survivor. Congrats to Sun. Congrats to Laughs a Lot. Thank you very much, Anonymous. That is very kind of you. That is very sweet of you. Thank you so much. I don't know who you are, but it's very sweet. Thank you. I very much appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy your emotes for the month. Some of you even have silver. Mike, you got 8 months. You got the 6-month subscriber badge. Hell yeah, you guys got badges now. I always like badges. They're cool. But thank you so much, Anonymous. Very kind. Where were we? Oh yes, we were. My badge let me have higher level Pokemon. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yay. Don't catch me though. I'm not a Pokemon. Don't try and put me in the Pokeball. It is not clear how we should interpret Orkney Inga's saga's account of relations between Jarl Sigurd and Ulfr, who would become king of Norway around 995. The suggestion seems to be Sigurd converted to Christianity under some duress applied by Ulfr. The writer seems anxious to suggest that he was male Culiam's man rather than Ulfr's. But from our viewpoint, perhaps the most important point is the emphasis placed by the text on yet another marriage into Ireland. We are told that Ulfr had married a sister of Sitric of Dublin. Ulfr, of course, had disappeared from the scene a decade or more before the planning of Clontarf can have begun. The point is that, if there is any truth to the marriages that lie behind Orkney Inga's saga's narrative, we should not be in the least surprised to find these men plotting conquests in a country with which they seem to have been altogether familiar with, and from whose aristocracy they claimed very recent descent. As to what Orkney Inga's saga has on the Battle of Clontarf itself, it is meagre for some reason. What it does do is underline the importance of Sitric. Nobody else among Brian's opponents from Ireland is mentioned. Jarl Sigurd travelled to Ireland to help Sitric. Together they marched against Brian. The battle that ensued, the author states emphatically, took place on Good Friday. As we have seen, this is the inference to be drawn from Mariana Scotus's account, written in Germany within living memory of the battle, and such diverse sources can hardly have said as much unless it was common belief. Jarl Sigurd's death in the battle is to be accounted for, although the writer is laconic on the subject, by the fact that he himself ended up holding the raven banner made for him by his Irish mother, which perversely brought death to its standard-bearer. A further implication of the brief account, contrary to the version of events portrayed in the Koga, is that King Sitric personally fought in the battle, but fled implicitly in defeat. The account ends with the widely repeated assertion that King Brian fell with victory and glory. Bjarn Kungur fell med Sigri och Gagni. Hello, Sudnyu. I need a name pronunciation for you. Sunyo. Sindo. I don't know. I'm embarrassed now. Well, my name is pronounced Ruadh Uaquilta. Ruadh Uaquilta. That's how my name's pronounced. I'm gonna call you Sun. Not Sun. Sun. Yeah. But I like that name. It's kind of cool looking. It is a strange notion. The implications of it are great, and we shall pursue them presently. Njal's Saga. How many pages of this are left? Okay, yeah, we could probably go to I was the anonymous, by the way. Oh my god, well thank you. Thank you very much, Sunyo. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Ooh. Whoa, hype train success. Oh, we gotta I'm spiraling. That's a very funny emote. Wait, hang on. Wait, let me show it off. Oh wait, I guess I don't have it until I. Can I do it now? I'm spiraling. Yeah, look at that. Look at that emote. That's crazy. Thank you for the Thank you very much for the gift subs. It's very kind of you. Thank you very much for the 8 gift subs. It's very cool. Very much appreciated. I do hope you enjoy the reading, if you're sticking around for it. Njál's Saga. Icelandic traditions about Clontarf get their fullest treatment in the wonderful Njál's Saga, or Brennu Njál's Saga, the story of burnt Njál, which is later still in date and was put together from early materials and folk memory. Perhaps in the 1270s or 80s. As ever with Icelandic sagas, especially because of how late they assumed their present form, the problem can be in knowing what to accept as genuine memory and what can be rejected as pure storytelling. But these Scandinavian texts have so much of their core story in common with Irish memories of Clontarf, as recorded principally in Coga Gaelari Galav, the suspicion must be that they found their way into the Norse world from an Irish source. It is often speculated, in fact, that a narrative about Brian and Clontarf might have been written in Dublin and eventually found its way to Iceland, and this saga, which may never have existed, has ever been given a name, Bjarn's Saga, or Brian's Story. I was listening and said, why not do it? That's very cool. This is very kind of you. Thank you. Why? Yeah, you know what, guys? You should be more like Sion. You know, you guys should be like, why not just give Ruadh all the money? You know, I think that's what you guys should do. That sounds right. That's what you guys should be doing all the time. So what if I'm in millions and thousands of debt? Give Ruadh money. I said something nice, man. Nah, he turned it against me. If indeed a written account from Ireland lies behind the Icelandic epics, it might be worth considering the possibility of a source emanating from Norse Limerick, for two reasons. Firstly, because of the similarity between the Scandinavian account of the Battle of Clontarf and that found in the Coga, which originated from somewhere under Dalcaish influence in the Limerick area, and secondly, because Njál's Saga portrays a positive image of Brian, where one might have expected a negative picture if it was drawing on a Dublin source. Either way, at the very least we can say that the preservation of an account of the Battle of Clontarf in Scandinavian sources, which may or may not have originated in Ireland, has much to tell us about how the battle was remembered in the Norse world. The account of Clontarf in Njál's Saga begins with a Yuletide feast organised by Sigurd at the end of 1013, attended by a jarl called Gilli from the Hebrides, who had married Sigurd's sister, and the claim being made is that Sigurd was Gilli's suzerain. The Western Isles were bound up with the Hiberno-Norse enclaves in Ireland, so that the ruler of one sometimes ruled the other. It follows, therefore, that the overlord of one might claim overlordship of the other. In other words, we can imagine that when Brian gained the submission of Dublin in 1000, he demanded that all those overseas territories over which the Dubliners had some claim were now ultimately under his jurisdiction, which might include Gilli's supposed Hebridean lordship. But equally, if Gilli really was a ruler of the Western Isles, a lordship linked with one or more of the Hiberno-Norse settlements in Ireland, including Dublin, and if Sigurd really was Gilli's overlord, Sigurd might well have harboured overlordship ambitions relating to Ireland itself. To his Yuletide gathering there also arrived Sitric of Dublin, who, the saga tells us, was the son of Ulfr Kvarn Amleb Coron, again the prior king of Dublin, and Cumlod or Gormlaith, the latter a most beautiful woman who showed the best qualities in all matters that were not in her own power, but in all those that were, people said she showed herself an evil disposition. Whoa. I'm actually going to go get some water real quick, because I'm kind of thirsty. Give me a moment. I have returned. And thank you for the hydrate. I did hydrate as I was coming back. My voice feels better. Let's finish off this section here. Because we only have a few pages. I think that'll be enough then to... That'll be kind of the end of this section. And it'll be the conclusion then of the book. So that should take us up to the next bit. Oh, I have to remove the text. Perfect. So now we get into the text of the saga. She had been married to a king named Brian, but now they were divorced, for he was a king of the noblest qualities. He lived in Cantaraborg, or Kencorid, in Ireland. His brother was named Ulfr Freda, a great champion and warrior. A foster son of Bjarn was named Kerjaltur, and the book kind of says Terdalbok. He was the son of King Kilfir, or Kelkar, who had fought many battles against King Bjarn, but who had left the land, fleeing before him, and had entered a monastery. But when King Bjarn had gone south on a pilgrimage, he had met King Kilfir and become reconciled with him, whereupon King Bjarn took King Kilfir's son Terdalbok into fosterage, and loved him more than his own sons. Terdalbok was already grown to manhood at the time the events to be told here took place, and was a most valiant man. Dungadr, or Dunka, was the name of one of King Bjarn's sons. A second was named Margudr, or Mirkud. A third, Taig, for which we say Tan. Tan was the youngest, but the elder sons of King Bjarn were full grown and very brave men. Cormlode was the mother of King Bjarn's children. She was so filled with hatred for King Bjarn after her divorce that she would have wished to see him dead. King Bjarn forgave all whom he had outlawed 3 times for the same misdeed. But if they transgressed more often, he had them judged in accordance with the law. For this one may gather that the kind of king he was. Cormlode was forever egging on her own son, Sigurd, to slay King Bjarn, and she sent him Sigtryggr, or Sitrick, and she sent him to Jarl Sigurd to ask for his support. Here we can see the core of the narrative as it ended up in the Scandinavian world. The just king brought low by his former queen, with all the fury of a woman scorned. There is a certain amount of confused knowledge about these and other people and places. The saga's Cantaraborg is presumably the ring fort at Cain Corud, near Killaloe. Borg is the Old Norse for stronghold, and Cantara is an easy era for Cankara. The striking thing is that this place, which did become Brian's favourite abode, appears in the historical record only in his later years, suddenly being mentioned in his domestic Annals of Inishfallen as a place to which submitting kings and their hostages were brought in 1010 and 1011, and then as having been presumably rebuilt in 1012. The Icelandic sources know about it is rather remarkable. Likewise, Brian did have sons called Donka, Mirkud, and Taig. And he also had a grandson called Terdalbok, who was killed at Clontarf. And this is presumably the... there's just a load of, non-Latin letters here, and I don't know how to spell that. Erroneously described as his foster son. Brian's supposed brother named Ulfr Freda is less clear, but it translates as troublesome wolf. It has been pointed out that one of Brian's companions, recorded in Irish sources among the dead at Clontarf, was Cúdulig mac Kennetig, whose forename was also translated as Troublesome Wolf. And although he was not Brian's brother, he was a family member, being the grandson of Brian's brother, Don Cuan. In general, therefore, there are grounds for thinking that some tolerably accurate source of information is feeding into Njarl's saga's account of the Battle of Clontarf. We are then told that at Sigurd's Yuletide feast it was Sitrick of Dublin, presumably because he was a king, who sat at the centre of the main table, with the Jarls Sigurd and Gilly on either side. Next, when Sitrick asked Sigurd to go to war with him against King Bjarn, Sigurd hesitated at first, but consented on one condition, that he was to marry King Sitric's mother, Cormlode, and become a king in Ireland, should Bjarn be slain. The Dublin king agreed to these rather extraordinary terms. The whole thing seems utterly preposterous, but it would not seem preposterous to a writer familiar with the traditions that had grown up in Ireland surrounding a number of women called Gormlaith, who became famous for strategic marriages, one of whom was indeed the Gormlaith of Sitric's mother. Only the Scandinavian tradition has it that Brian and Gormlaith had divorced, although it is implicit in Irish sources, which have a salacious preoccupation with her penchant for powerful husbands. By the 12th century it was believed that Gormlaith had been married 3 times, the 3 famous kings, that she had first been married to Sitric's father, Amlaeb Coron, then to the king of Tara, Mael Shocknail MacDonald, and then to Brian. There are reasons for believing that all 3 marriages took place, although evidence for the marriage to Mael Shocknail is less substantial, and we simply do not know the sequence. But as Amlaeb was ousted from power after his defeat by Mael Shocknail at the Battle of Tara in 980, and Mael Shocknail was in turn ousted by Brian in 1002, it is easy to see how the idea might have grown that Gormlai was a kind of sovereignty figure, who gave power to the men whom she married. Hence the origin of the idea in Njal's saga that when Jarl Sigurd of Orkney took up King Sitric's challenge to go to Dublin, part of the deal that he would marry King Sitric's mother, Gormlaith, and become a king in Ireland, should Brian be slain. The assumption here, despite the text's admission that Brian and Gormlaith were divorced, was that Brian still exercised sovereignty by virtue of his union with her, and that if he were slain and Gormlaith married Sigurd, the sovereignty would pass to the latter. And although the phrase used is that he would be a king in Ireland, a Cungur a Irlandi, the implication seems to be, that he would be king of Ireland. Sigurd agreed that he would come to Dublin with all his army in the Sunday before Easter, Palm Sunday, and King Sitric returned to Dublin to tell his mother the news. But she said that an even larger force was needed, and that there were 2 commanders of ships, called Upsparker and Brodir, living off the west coast of Man, who had 30 vessels, and Sitric went there to recruit them. Brodir had consecrated a deacon, but had lapsed to heathenism. Had been consecrated. He sported a coat of mail no iron could pierce, was tall and strong, his hair so long that it hung below his belt. It was black of colour. He similarly agreed to come to Dublin in return for a duplicitous offer from Sitric that he too could marry his mother and succeed to a kingdom. Upsparker, on the other hand, was a heathen, but now refused to go to war with so good a king as Brian, taking 10 ships with him, instead sailed west to Ireland, and did not stop till they got to Cancaraborg. Upsparker told King Bjarn everything he had learned, and he was baptized and entrusted himself to the protection of that king. So Brian then made them gather force over all his realm, and the whole host had come to Dublin in the week before Palm Sunday. If, therefore, we ask ourselves why, according to the Njal's saga, Brian Boru marched on Dublin in 1014, the answer it provides is that he did so because he knew of the imminent arrival of a fleet to aid Sitric led by Sigurd and Brodir, both of whom were coming to Ireland in expectation of acquiring a kingdom there. Jarl Sigurd arrived at Dublin from Orkney with his army on Palm Sunday, Brodir having already arrived. Brodir used sorcery to learn how the battle would turn out, the answer being that if it was fought on Friday, Brian would win the victory but die, that if it was fought before that time, all who were against him would fall. So Brodir said that they should not fight before Friday. Brian had come up to the fortified town with his entire army, and on Friday the army issued from the town, but Brian himself, we are told, refused to fight, because it was Good Friday. Thus, Njal's saga repeats the assertion of Orkneyinga regarding the date of the battle, corroborating Maranius Scotus's evidence. Both hosts arranged themselves in battle array, Brodir heading one wing of with Ulfr Hreda facing him on Brian's side. King Sitric on the other wing, facing Upsper and Brian's sons, and Jarl Sigurd in the middle, facing Teardalbrook, perhaps Brian's grandson. Sigurd's forces had with them the banner of the Black Raven made for him by his mother, as described in the Orkneyinga saga, which brought life to those behind it and death to the man who bore it, and after Sigurd himself took hold of it, he was duly slain. Soon afterwards, King Sitric fled before an assault led by Upsparker, in which, however, 2 sons of Brian fell. With Sitric's flight, his whole army retreated. Some of Brian's bodyguards went in pursuit, and Brodir, who had taken refuge in a wood, saw that the king was vulnerable, and, rushing past Brian's last few protectors, levelled a blow at him that cut clean through Tig's arm, severing it and Brian's head, although when Brian's blood spilled on the arm, the amputation was reversed. Brodir was then apprehended, and the Irish, quote, split open his belly, led him around and around an oak tree, and in this way unwound all his intestines out of his body, and Brodir did not die before they were pulled out of him. Jesus. When Brian's body was laid out, it was found that the head had again grown on to the trunk. There are remarkable parallels here with the Koga and with the more embellished Irish annalistic tradition. In Njál's saga, Brian is a saintly figure who takes as a foster child his sworn enemy's son and loves him more than his own offspring, who forgives his outlaws 3 times, who refuses to do battle on Good Friday, whose blood falling on his son's amputated arm can heal it, whose own head is miraculously rejoined to the body after death. He causes the heathen Upsparker to be baptized, and when Brian is murdered by the apostate Brodir, it is a kind of martyrdom. The germ of this idea of a saint king who does not fight but prays and spends Good Friday preparing for Easter is present in Mariana Scotus, the Koga, and the embellished annals of Loch Key. Gormlaith has a small role in the Koga, in inciting her brother Mael Morda to rebellion, apparently out of shame felt at the subordination of her province of Leinster to Brian's overlordship. And in Njál's saga, she also helps initiate things, but this time incites her son, Sitric. The depiction of her is purely misogynistic. She is Brian's jilted ex-wife looking for revenge. Brodir is central to things in both traditions. The reference in Njál's saga to him having taken refuge in a wood towards the end of the battle is reminiscent of the Koga's contention that the Norse forces perished because the incoming tide prevented them from reaching the wood. Nice. Mike, that made me laugh. In Njál's saga, Brian meets his death at a remove from the action in the company of his son Tig. In the Annals of Loch Key, he is with his nephew Conaing. In Njál's saga, Brodir happens upon Brian and Tig, beheads Brian and chops off Tig's arm. In the Annals of Loch Key, a lone unnamed Dane escaping from the battle chances upon Brian and Conaing and beheads both, and so on. One can quibble with the points of details throughout, but in general, Njál's saga presents a record of proceedings at Clontarf that, bearing in mind the distance in time and place from other versions of events, is astonishingly consistent with other reports, and for this reason it is unwise to dismiss it as a mere folklore. They just can't help themselves? Listen. It's just how things worked back then, okay? Njál's saga and other Scandinavian texts report that in the Hebrides, in Orkney, and as far away as Iceland, strange visions were seen, and miraculous occurrences reported that all who witnessed them knew to be attendant on the shocking events at Clontarf. Before the battle, Brodir and his men were awoken in their ships by a shower of boiling blood falling on their heads, which penetrated even their shields, and a man was found to have died on one of their vessels. They slept during the day again after this, but again were woken up by a loud noise and saw their swords leap out of their sheaths, and axes and spears fly about in the air fighting, so that they had to protect themselves, but still many were wounded, and again a man died out of every ship. On the third night they were woken by ravens flying at them, whose beaks and claws were made of iron, and they had to fight them off with their swords. This went on until morning. and again another man had died on every ship. It was eventually explained to him that, when blood rained on you, therefore shall you shed many men's blood, both your own and others. When you heard a great din, you were shown the crack of doom, and you shall all die speedily. And when weapons fought against you, that must forebode a battle. But when ravens pressed you, that marks the devils in which you put faith, and who will drag you all down in the pains of hell. In this way, the Battle of Clontarf is actually painted as a contest between Christians and heathens, and between good and evil. And it is extraordinary that even in this great Scandinavian epic, it is the Irish who are the good. Well, of course we are. Of course we're the good. Why wouldn't we be? On Good Friday itself, a man in Katniss saw 12 women who had set up a loom, and men's heads were the weights, men's entrails the warp and weft, a sword was the shuttle, and reeds were arrows. At Svina fell in Iceland, blood appeared on a priest's stole on the day of battle, and on the same day another Icelandic priest saw the ocean beside the altar, and many awful sights occurring in it. In Orkney a man thought he saw Jarl Sigurd and mounted his horse to ride to meet him, and men saw them meeting under a brae, but they were never seen again. Jarl Gillian the Hebrides dreamed that a man came to him, and told him that he had just returned from Ireland, and quoted the verses that famously end, Brian fell and was victorious, Bjarn fell Åke helt veli, echoing Orkneyinga's saga summing up of the fateful day, with the pithy verdict that King Brian fell with victory and glory. Bjarn Kongar fell med Sigri Åke gangni. In doing so, they captured the awful contradiction that baffles us to this day. How can we say that Brian was victorious in the Battle of Clontarf when he lost his own life in the very act? And that brings us up to page 239 and the conclusion of the book, which finishes in the next kind of 40-ish pages. And that, I think, will kind of do us for the next 2 streams. I think I'll leave it there for today on the reading side of things. You know, the thing with the heat as well, what I notice is I notice that, like, talking more, I feel like dries out your voice. It might also be because I'm by a fan, so maybe that's having an effect. But the voice gets a little bit tired more quickly. So I gotta make sure I stay hydrated. Oh no. What is this? Son, why do I have I'm gonna be honest, that grate looks a little concerning. I do like my antler ornament. That's quite cool. It definitely would get broken off by something, but that is a very cool little thing. The grate looks a little concerning. May need the grill more orangish. Yeah. It looks like a famous Austrian painter's mustache. Just a little bit. The car has a mustache. Ergo, Ruadh Ua car has a mustache. No. At least change the color. Don't give me the Hitler mustache. I do like it though. It's very cool. The smile on it. That's so funny. Hang on, I'm gonna show this on stream. Hang on. Car Everyone gaze upon Son Albionis's art. His rendition of Ruadh Ruadh's Carsona. Do you guys see what I mean by the mustache, though? I feel like if you gave me a black top, that would look bad. But that's very cool. Thank you, son. I will If you haven't already, I'll post it in the Discord later, and we can all enjoy it. I feel like I am giving a bit of a ka-chow face, aren't I? I'm like ka-chow. Wait, hang on. I'll like wink. Ka-chow. Ka-chow. Ooh, I should have drawn it in perspective of the background. That's okay. It's okay. Rip. Right. Oh, I muted myself. Oops. I muted myself. Oopsie. I was hitting. I think I was hitting a button. I muted by accident. My apologies. No, don't bonk me. But hello, Yuri C2. Welcome in, welcome in. Here's my Carsona. Apparently drawn today. Here's my Carsona, dude. The why do I feel like I give off. I don't know if it's. I think it's something to do with the mustache, but I feel like I'd be a car, which is a fucked up thing to say, but I look like a sleazy car salesman as a car. Do you guys get what I mean? I feel like I'd be the car salesman of the car universe. Do you guys get me? You sell drivers. Yeah, I don't know how it works. On a game with a streamer, Overwatch 2, and you were stimming, that's okay. That's okay. Things like that happens. Whereas we should have gone with the DeLorean after all. Maybe we should have. Maybe we should. No, it's not bad, son. I do like it. I do like it. I think it's just the mustache is just really strong. So it looks like, you know, it is a mustache, but it's just funny looking. It just looks kind of like, it looks funny. And it's making me think of like people with that mustache type. You sell drivers. No, I sell I guess I sell people. Would a car sale? Yeah, what? How are cars made? Are they made? Are they born? That's a strange world, the Cars universe. And I love that there's a car pope too. There's Catholicism. There's Catholicism in that universe. Well, maybe if you catch you another day and feel about it, I'll draw your Carsona again, clean shaven and in perspective and transparent, and it will sit there ominous in the distance forever. No, son, if I had like a full proper Carsona, that would be, I would make that a like a redeem. What about Sab? I don't know what that is. Don't hold my hand, Haru. Get off my hand. How dare you? How dare you? Hairy car, clean shaven. Well, yeah, Haru, did you see the car? Did you see the Carsona? Hold my hand, I'm hungry. No, you're gonna bite my hand. You're gonna eat my fingers. Not yet. Oh, oh, I see. I'm sorry. I'm not good with cars. There's my Carsona. Oh, it's one of those type of cars. Ah, I see. Yeah. I get you. I get you now. There's my Carsona, Haru. Drawn by Sun. Opposite of Catholicism. Ah, I see. Rua Ua Carburetor peeking out from behind a tree staring at you. Okay, no, I get you now. Okay, that's smart. Need your luscious hair? But cars don't have hair. Maybe I do. Maybe I'm. Maybe I wear like a wig. maybe I wear a wig. We need that in a tree. You can get it over here. It'll just be really small. That looks so funny. That looks so funny. It's like what is that? It's like, hey, Mr. Streamer Man, who I just joined. Well, what is that? What is that in the tree? Is that Lightning McQueen? No, it's not like Lightning McQueen. It's Karua. What are you, a fool? How did you not know? How did you not know that's Karua? That's not Lightning McQueen at all. I'll make the appropriate changes. But thank you, son. This is I do like it. It is cool. It's just funny looking. It'll just take a sec. Are you gonna remove my mustache? Am I gonna be clean shaven? It looks like a little Don't be mean to son's art. But I was saying I was saying that with the mustache, I look like you're long black haired. Very nice, very nice. When it's small, please. Oh, sorry. When it's like super small. I guess I'm kind of struggling to see it because I know what it is, so I always see the car. But I'm saying I look with the mustache. Okay, I look like the car salesman of the car universe. The shape, I'm fried. I see it a little bit. Do you get what I mean, Harry, when I say I'm like the car salesman? I think that's called I think that would be slavery too in the Cars universe. If you were a Cars salesman, that would be a very unfortunate career. That would be slavery in the Cars universe. That would be. Think I get commission in that universe still? I get commission. And I'd be the best goddamn Cars salesman. Carcery. The Cars universe is so strange because they've shown like, I think people have drawn like World War One, World War Two. Didn't they in a movie they did like true history in Cars or something, and it was just a bunch of famous moments but with cars. Like, how do they shoot guns? How were they loading flintlock muskets, or like did they use their like exhaust pipes? No, that doesn't make any sense. Their exhaust pipes are like, no, get back to work, you automotive. Dude, guys, do you think cars have like slurs for each other? Do you think like four-wheel cars, four-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, like mopeds, bikes, helicopters, airplanes, do you think they have like mean phrases for each other? Definitely. They definitely do. Don't suggest any. That's not what I'm asking you to do. But I'm just imagining, like, there's got to be some, like we literally saw a hate crime at the beginning of the first movie. Actually, they targeted the truck. The four guys, the flashy guys, the guys with the amazing aura. They made the truck fall asleep. Do you think there's color discrimination in cars? I think so. I think there would be. I think like Aston Martin Luther King Jr. Aston Martin Luther King Jr. Oh, that's very good. That's very good. Aston Martin Luther King Jr. Catbox is playing up its divine intervention. That's okay. That's okay. There's gotta be, like, I wonder what the good colors are. I wonder what like the good colors and like the bad colors are in the Cars universe. Range Rosa Parks Rover? But like, where's the like what? But like in that instance, considering like the Cars universe just seems to be our universe but cars. Literally. I have to ask the question. Where did Range Rosa Parks sit? What was she sitting? Do cars have buses? Would they be like the trucks that carry cars? Like not like Mack type trucks, but like, you know, that can carry loads of them? And in that instance, I feel like they'd actually sit in the front, because if you're in the front, it's worse because it takes longer. Everyone else has to move. No, like, you know those big trucks that have like the two layers to them? Like their trailer has the two, like the bottom layer where loads of cars drive on, then the top layer where like more cars can go on. But I feel like you'd have to be put up the front, you know? Because then it takes... Oh, tow trucks. Yeah, sorry. The big tow trucks. The big ones. So wait, let me see what Sun sent on. I do like that now. I do. I know I'm no longer a car salesman. Let's take a look at that. Oh! It even has a transparent background. Do you guys prefer it? Bentley Barack Obama. Mustang Morgan Freeman. Color grading. Wait, let me filter. Do a filter. Do a color correction. Do I lower the contrast? Ooh. Is it the color contrast I lower? Maybe the gamma. Oh, ooh, that's kind of a nice color. That's like a copper. That's like that's a nice color. Ooh, I am liking this. Look at that. That is snazzy. That's my hair as well. Look at that. That is my hair color. You should put it really far in the distance, super washed out, so people don't notice it for several streams. Then they're like, wait, there's a Carsona in the background. I kind of want to now... I kind of now want to have him here. What is this fucking ragtag of misfits that's in my stream? I have 4 snails. I have a bread. I have a little me. And I have a car. He's like a little Hot Wheels. He's not even a car. He's like a little Hot Wheels. Like I just like rum 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 rum. He does like a flip. Goes, hi, Tasty. Your dad's in the bath and he calls himself 007. What did I walk into? You walked into me being drawn as a car, is what it is. Look at me. Look at me. I like that. When I mess around, I will... So, 0.58, 0.545. 5845, 5845, 5845. Let me just play around. Now, see, that's like too much. That looks like I'm going too much into shadow. Now, it's more of the gamma that I play around with that, like, made that nice color. So let's just play around with this. 5.8. Is that better, or is that, like, too burnt? It's too heavy. That's good, I think. I think anywhere around here is decent. I saw ASMR and you were cackling wildly. I'm sorry, this is post reading ASMR. Can we have furry Ua next near the fire? What would be my fursona? Why is this kind of looking like you? This is me. Tasty, this is me. Sun drew me. The sun drew me as a car. Put it really far in the distance, almost blue. What do you mean, like change the filter on it? Hang on. Let me do something real quick because I do like that color that I've just kind of got. So I'm going to just So I'm just going to very quickly take a photo of that filter, that color correction. Even though it wouldn't be too hard to find it again. I'm just going to save those settings and put that image in there into my mod channel, of course. I didn't expect it to work, and yeah, it does. It does work. It does work. I guess if I hue shifted, I'll give it pink, purple. So, like, are you looking at, like... like, the trees in the distance are blue because of the atmospheric pressure. Oh, sorry, you mean like keep it the same color, but just have it really far in the distance. Hang on, let me move me a little bit. It's just it's so funny. It's so dumb. This is really stupid, but I do like it. Let me have another sip of my... no, my headphone. On you. Okay. Karua is amazing. Once again, son, you have cooked. You have cooked. Now, you did give me a mustache originally, but, you know, you still cooked. But I'm not going to have any space to stand in my own stream soon. I don't think I'm going to get... This guy might be a redeem. I might make him a redeem. He'll just be like, vroom, vroom. That's amazing, though. Thank you, son. That's so good. But I think I'm going to raid out because I do need to be up early tomorrow. So we're going to look for someone to raid. Who do we raid? Who's around? Who's doing things? Who's up to stuff? No? Thank you for stream, though. I'm sorry, Haru. I'm sorry. I am going to try and stream more, though, this week. Look, last week was just bad. Last week was just... life happened, so... DMs, bitch. Okay, fine. Thank you for head pat. I gotta show up earlier next time. I'm sorry, Tasty. I have to remember to make this public as well for Pip, so I'm gonna remember to do that 5 times this week. That's a lot of times. I will stream today. I'll stream Wednesday. Catching you guys for a bit. It was nice to see you as well, Tasty. We'll do Friday. Maybe we'll do Saturday. And we'll then have the D&D stream on Sunday. Wetness Day. Wednesday? I don't know what day. But anyway, let's look for someone to raid. Let's just see who's live that I'm following. Oh, you know who we'll raid into? We'll raid into Vexing Cat. We haven't raided into them in a while. And they're doing reading as well. Oh my god, they look so professional with the book on the screen. I feel so bad now. Thank you, Haru, for the raid commands. And you all got a bunch of subs from... You all got a bunch of gift subs. So, you know... you guys can use them. Yay. But yeah, do be nice. Do be nice to Vexing Cat. Very cool. Gorev Mila Mahagat and Slongafol, and I will see you guys next stream. Bye bye. Bye bye, Mike. Bye bye.